Blood of Dawnwalker is going to be exciting. We're finally going to watch it and see exactly what has been going on with this game. Oh. Okay, exciting. We've got a minute. We joined basically just in time here, I'd say. Not too quiet, not too loud. I can turn it up a bit. Let me know. It's quite quiet for me, by the way, just in general. I think it's... music does sound good. Perfect timing, actually. 50 seconds. I'm trying to eat into the microphone when it's on. Okay, well just let me know if it sounds a bit too quiet. I can turn it up here. Well, exciting, very exciting, isn't it? Finally, some gameplay. Yeah, just let me know once it starts. It's very dark, isn't it? It's black on the edge, so it just blends in with the background like perfectly. Oh, here we go.
Ever get that feeling that someone is watching you, even if you're like totally alone?
No matter the play style you decide on, it's all about immersion.
Yeah, okay, stop here.
We really did our best to create the world which feels real.
There's one more thing we have to do.
Okay, that's now.
Hi everyone and welcome to the Blood of Dawnwalker gameplay reveal event. My name is Dominika, I'm the community lead here at Traversal, and I am joined by a familiar face, a content creator, streamer, YouTuber, and my co-host for today, Lionheart.
Thank you so much, Dominika, and hello everybody. You are joining us here live in the Rebel Wolves studio once again, and this time on the first day of the astronomical summer.
Yeah.
Dominika, you guys really do think about these stream dates, don't you?
Yeah, I think it makes it a bit more fun, you know. We are going
It's
to
actually
talk
such a
about
good idea,
magic
isn't it?
today, among other topics. And what's a better occasion than the summer solstice? This is supposed to be the day when our connection to magic is the strongest, and we have all these different rituals and celebrations connected to it, and to the sun and light in general.
That's true. I suppose it fits the theme really well. It adds a little bit more to that mystery. And of course, we want to thank all of you for joining us live today, whether you're watching along in our own stream or with one of the wonderful content creators who decided to co-stream this event.
I'm co-streaming it. I'm not co-streaming it, but I'm streaming it.
This is the first time that you have seen anything related to the Blood of Dawnwalker.
Let's get this number one.
Dominika,
we're gonna win.
Of course. The Blood of Dawnwalker is the first chapter of a brand new role-playing saga created by us here at Rebel Wolves. And it's a dark fantasy, narrative-driven, epic adventure. You know,
the new
and
saga
begins.
begins.
Twists and it's great.
It is going to be quite the game. And if you didn't see the previous stream, perhaps you can check out the YouTube channel as well. The Dawnwalker YouTube channel has all of the information from the previous stream. You will be able to learn more about the world and also like the main concepts of the game as well. But that was last time. Dominika, we know why everybody's here today, right?
Yeah, we do. And we have a lot to show you and a lot to talk about. So why don't we just jump straight into it?
It's nice to see it happening, isn't it? Like it's like an event.
At least a little. Of course, we are going to show you some gameplay, but we've got to pull it back just a tiny bit. Let's give them an overview of what they can expect, right? Okay. So first, straight out of the gate, it is that gameplay.
Yes, you'll see 20 minutes of gameplay
20 minutes.
in total. We are going to show you a fragment of a quest, but we will be focusing on the gameplay features and not on the story.
It does feel different seeing it live.
You
can hear.
Anything for you.
I'm not too quiet in comparison.
See two examples of how we can approach that one quest. First, from the day perspective, with Cohen as a human, with his sword fighting skills and magic, of course.
As a human?
And
then,
magic? During the night, with some vampiric abilities at his disposal.
Oh,
Looks like you're
okay.
gonna get to see a little bit of everything. And what you're going to see, all of it is taken in engine, right?
Yes, we recorded it on PC, on a build from last week, actually. We want to show you what the game looks like right now.
This is actually a build of the game.
Some glitches and imperfections.
I'm actually louder. Okay. If I'm not too loud, that's fine. If it's just like, I should be a little bit louder, you know, a little bit.
We'll be entering the beta stage of development soon, so you can.
PC, yeah.
So
it's actually a build of the game.
Still to do.
It's not just like a demo or something, right?
Iterations of animations, lighting, visuals in general, and optimization, of course.
Of course, but I think
Very
it's
important.
really refreshing that we're going to get to see where the game really is right now, rather than where maybe it might be if we weren't using the engine.
Yeah.
I think it's really good and deserves some props for that. I think that's really,
Is that a
really
subtle
cool.
jab at
But of course,
the tech demo?
we are not just going to
Maybe
give
no,
you gameplay and send you
I don't
off
think it
into
would be.
the night. That would be crazy. We have some very, very talented devs here at Rebel Wolves, and what we're going to do is we're going to get some insight from them. They're going to dive deeper into all of this content, all of the footage you're going to see. They're going to talk more about the magic system, traversal, and of course, the combat as well. But there is more. It would not be a Rebel Wolf stream without an extra special performance, right?
It will be super special. I cannot wait for you guys to see it, but that's not all.
True, it
Surprise,
just keeps coming.
guys! I'm actually in the
last
studio
couple
and
of
I
weeks,
take down
we've
the
been
green
hosting
screen.
a Q&A over in the Discord for the Blood of Dawnwalker.
Oh, there's a Q&A there.
Dominica and I are going to do our very best to answer as many of those questions as we can throughout the course of the stream.
Yeah.
We will also have some people checking
you fucking
in on the
imagine?
live chat, so do get some questions there. You never know. They might.
There's
just
a lot
make it
coming out,
through
isn't there?
this.
Yeah. Okay, so without further ado, let's see some gameplay of the Blood of Dawnwalker. And for those of you wondering, yes, it will be available in 4K on YouTube right afterwards.
Okay.
Take
Is
it
it
away.
upscaled though? It'll be in 4K. Ooh. Okay, here we go. Gameplay, 20 minutes of gameplay. But pre-beta version, right? So it's not really the full game yet, but this is actually a working build of the game, basically. Exciting, exciting.
Hello, my name is Daniel Sadowski and I'm the design director at Rebel Wolves. I would like to welcome you to the Blood of Dawnwalker
22 days
summer
left.
gameplay video. Our
See that?
game is
There?
a story-driven, open-world dark fantasy RPG set in medieval Europe. The game is currently in pre-beta stage, and what we are going to show you is just a part of one of the mid-game quests. It's a really cool story involving legendary swords and a haunted almshouse, but today we'll focus on showcasing our gameplay systems. We're starting on the outskirts of Svartro, the game's largest city and the capital of Vale Sangora. From here, we could head anywhere the eye can see, explore ancient ruins or sabotage vampire blood transports.
It looks cool.
But it's not just about where or when you go. It's also about how you approach the main quest and shape the story, making each playthrough uniquely your own. For now,
So there
we're
are
following
branching
the
decisions,
road.
right?
Cohen is on his way to the city's cathedral, chasing leads about a powerful weapon said to be hidden in its crypts. But first, we'll have to deal with some bandits who camped out by the main road. Traveling through Vale Sangora is never boring.
Segments in the top
world
right,
is
the
dense
days.
with
Yeah, you can
quests,
see it's
random
like
encounters,
going to
and
nighttime, I
locations
guess?
steep in lore.
Like right now it's
This
noon.
will be a great opportunity to show you our combat system.
Oh.
Our goal was to make the player feel like a real swordmaster.
Oh, that's actually really
who closely
cool.
observes his enemies. We'll begin this fight by using acrid dust to stun one of the enemies.
That's
Now,
quite cool.
When you attack, you choose one of 4 directions. Up, down,
Oh,
left,
it's like
or
For
right,
Honor.
in order to hit the opponent where he's unable to parry. And similarly, when defending, you have to take note of the enemy's intent
Ah, so you
and the
had to go
direction
up
of
then.
the attack. On the
So
left
up,
side of the
up,
screen, just
up.
above Cohen's health, you have activation charges, that will be filled in with each successful attack, block, and parry.
Oh, I see it,
Once
yeah.
they are full, you can use one of the active abilities which allow you to take a more tactical approach to fighting. We started the fight by throwing some
So then the
aquatic
yellow
dust.
things, that's in the
And
bottom
now
left
let's
above the
cast
health.
Burning Blood. It's a hex which boils the enemy's blood and burns their skin, dealing physical damage over time.
That's cool.
All right.
Yeah, there was
time to
parry,
finish
parry,
this
yeah.
fight. Let's use the final activation charge to cast the artery attack, which actually
okay.
decapitated the last opponent. Our hero quickly dispatched
looks
the bandits,
really good.
So let's loot a few items they've left behind and open the inventory.
It actually looks really good.
First of all,
Like very
let's replenish our
it
health
looks
by
a bit
eating
like The
something.
Witcher, right? A little
And
bit.
then take a closer look at this cool-looking weapon
Different,
we just picked
but
up.
a little bit.
Ah, it has better stats than our current weapon, so let's equip it right now. We've also leveled up, so let's use this opportunity to spend the
Reminds me
newly
a little bit of
acquired
God of
skill
War.
point in one of Cohen's skill trees.
Similar to
The
The Witcher.
skills
Yeah,
in
the
the Blood of
skills. This
Dawnwalker
looks
are
like God of
divided
War
into
skills.
3
Really
trees.
similar.
One for human, one for vampire, and one shared between the two.
Really similar to God of
We
War.
also have an active abilities panel. We can use it to unlock additional abilities to use during combat. Note that during the day, the health bar
Right.
is not regenerating. You need to find consumables like the one we've just eaten. The
Oh.
hexes we've just used also consume some of Cohen's health. Be aware of that. The way our magic
So
system
no health
works,
regen in daytime.
there's always a price to pay for manipulating reality. But we can make it sting a bit less. Let's level up the frugal witchcraft skill, so next time we'll cast a hex, it'll consume fewer of Cohen's health points.
Oh, interesting.
Now that we've wrapped up the encounter with the bandits, we can be on our way to get inside the city. Right now, Cohen hasn't done enough to ruffle the vampire lord's feathers, so the guards will just wave us through. But the more damage you cause,
vampire
the more
lords.
suspicious and aggressive they'll become. So when you play the game yourself,
So the
you'll have to
vampires also
decide
control
whether
the
you want to
capital,
challenge
then?
the vampires openly, or lay low until you're ready to strike and surprise them.
And it's grander than before. They're putting in new stained glass. The Knyaz doesn't deny the old faith.
Out of my face.
This is the rich district
Yeah,
of the
Cohen,
city,
yeah, as well.
Silberkreis.
Definitely a Witcher.
There's also Altenmarkt,
Oh.
Neustadt, and the Middens. Each of the boroughs has its own feel and character.
Get your stinking ass out of here.
I was just passing through.
Make me an NPC in the game. I'd be so happy.
Tired
I can do my northern accent.
and sat down and started begging.
Looming high over
They all
the
sound
city
very
is
the kind of
Francis's castle,
Northern.
Greifberg. He took it over when he slaughtered
Ah.
the human ruler of the valley,
Oh,
Skender,
he killed
as shown in
Skender.
the trailer we shared with you earlier.
That was
in
Skender then
January
in the
this
trailer.
year.
I see.
In order to complete the main quest and save your family, you'll have to storm the castle, alone or with help of friendly NPCs. We could do it right now if we wanted, but it would be super challenging.
Ah, so you could try and take over the castle, but it would just be like incredibly. So you can sort of do it when you want, just if you increase your power.
Oh, let me in. You made a mess, and it's not.
It
that
really
bad.
reminds me of The
Let's
Witcher
check
1.
the map. The cathedral is really close. There's plenty
I
of
love
other
the
places
map.
to see and things to do here.
Look
a
at
couple of
that.
inns, a medic, a blacksmith, an armorer, and other merchants.
The arm symbol is the same as The Witcher 3, right? Or really similar?
You can see that not only the vampires came out of the shadows. This creature on the right is
Ah,
called
the
an
Uriashi.
Uriash. Look
Oh,
around,
Uriash, not
especially
she.
at night, and you'll learn humans have lots to fear, not just the vampires.
Oh, at night. It's like The Witcher 1. You know, at night time you go out in the city and the monsters all spawn.
And here we can see guards pounding
Yeah,
on
the
some poor
map
guys'
is great.
doors.
What is it about? Disrespecting Knyaz, singing songs that mocked him and the faith.
Who told you this nonsense? Was it Livia?
It's just one of many different community scenes we're implementing in the game.
So they're going to do this again
Watch
at
them
nighttime, aren't
closely
they?
when you
After,
play,
they said.
as they might point you to new quests and hidden treasures, or signal changes in the game's world.
Oh, this looks really fun. Yeah, the music is really good. Like, really good, isn't it?
I humbly
Hand painted yet.
Ouch!
I don't want to say it, Mum.
Let's all try and be NPCs. It'd be great. Let's reach out. Someone write a letter.
Okay, we are at the cathedral gates.
Ooh.
Again,
That's
since
in a lot of
Cohen
the
isn't
trailers.
yet wanted by the vampire regime, and it's daytime, we can simply walk inside.
Nice. Why would they... Because they turned him into one, so assumedly he's kind of betrayed them a bit. But I would assume they'd still be relatively friendly with him, because he's... I know he had the silver in his blood, apparently, which stopped him from becoming a full vampire. But he'd still be, like...
Baptism of a newborn is a solemn moment. Doubly so.
He looks really cool.
A new life joins our flock, bringing happiness to its parents and to the congregation.
Look at his eyes.
Natus ex sanguine est, alitur sanguine, et in sanguine morietur. Ego te baptizo in nomine Dei.
Whoa.
Amen.
He's got a scar. He's a little bit like Geralt, isn't he? Because he's like Geralt before his hair was white.
Don't I know you from somewhere, young man? Laslia, maybe?
Oh, we can hear him talk.
I'm sorry, but you must be mistaken.
Am I? Perhaps. Perhaps. My memory isn't what it used to be. Come with me. I'll take your confession.
Yeah, choices. There's no need. Very well, so you can go.
Thank you, but I have no need for confession.
Ah. So you deem your conscience clear?
You must be busy. Clean as can be.
I wouldn't go that far. But I'm sure you're a busy man, Father. So while I appreciate the offer, I feel that my soul shouldn't be your priority.
See.
I won't press the matter. You are quite correct. I have many other duties to attend to. But please
I see. So it would
that
cost
in
you
order
time
to
in
be
the game to do
saved,
it.
we all
True.
need
Good point.
to repent, myself included. I hope we can speak again soon. Good day to you, Cohen.
Cohen. He knows his name. True.
What
so
we saw right here was just one of many
like
cutscenes we recorded
almost.
for the game, which smoothly transitioned into a dialogue scene. We use cutscenes to highlight key scenes or showcase interesting bits of lore. Like this blood baptism.
Yeah.
Creepy, isn't it? The core feature of the Blood of Dawnwalker is the dual gameplay loop. Remember, Cohen may be a human during the day, but he turns into a vampire at night.
Ah, so it's not
has
even
a different set of skills at his disposal.
like a half vampire thing. It's
And
like
this
he
is
literally
just one
turns human to
variable that
vampire.
affects our quests. Depending on when you tackle a particular quest, what choices you've made earlier, whom you befriended, or whom you've angered, your gameplay and story experience will be very, very different.
That's
so
really
each quest is a
interesting.
complex structure with multiple possible paths leading to the end goal. We maximize players' freedom and agency, offering you a narrative sandbox to play in. I wonder what secrets may be concealed up there, just beyond Cohen's reach. And how do we get there? It's impossible to do during the day, but come night, it's an entirely different story.
So
Let
we
us
can teleport,
explain
right?
what we mean by taking our current quest as an example. During the day, we got inside the cathedral without any problems, since it's open for all to see and Cohen doesn't yet stand out from the crowd.
This is gonna be fun.
The scaffolds, though, are outside.
That's
of his
really
reach.
fun that you can like have a different
But
experience
climbing
day
them
and night.
won't be a problem for the vampire, who has many more exploration abilities at his disposal. Bear in mind, Cohen has not completed the quest yet. What's more, there are still a few clues to be found in order to solve this story. It's worth mentioning that narrative sandbox also means that we may completely abandon this quest and follow a different path to
you can just
defeat
leave.
Brensis.
So
For
the
today,
whole
we're
goal of the game is
focusing
to
on the
defeat
gameplay
Brensis
part.
then.
So let's see how we could tackle this particular quest.
And you're
during the
timed.
night.
So you can... Maybe
We're
it doesn't
starting
matter
right
if
after
you run
dusk
out of time,
as a
because you can just
vampire
play the game again
on the rooftops
and do a different
of
route to
Svartalfheim.
see if you can defeat
Right
him.
now, we have 22 days left to complete this goal. This counter is always displayed, and you will be warned each time it's pushed forward. So you have to be aware of the time, and it's more of a resource you'll be spending than a racing clock.
Okay, so it is like...
As a vampire, you'll see and experience the world from a different perspective. You can travel quickly
Rooftop running
and
is so
easily
cool.
access places beyond the reach of regular humans. Let us show you what we mean.
Teleport.
This is Shadow Step,
There.
a unique vampiric ability allowing Cohen to jump to almost any place within his reach. Now, let's take a good look around using the focus mode.
The Witcher senses... No, I'm kidding. Focus
This
mode.
ability highlights objects of interest and loot. And there is something right here.
They're playing on keyboard and mouse.
This time it's just some items to grab, but on other occasions, who knows, you might come across a hidden quest. Looks like our health is quite low.
birds.
This is because, as a vampire, your health
Similar.
bar also represents your hunger level, and you start each night thirsting for blood. Remember, you have to quench this appetite in order to make full use of your vampire abilities.
Wow.
And rein in your
yeah, AC
monstrous
focus as
nature
well, yeah,
around
just kinda
NPCs.
like Batman as
Otherwise,
well,
you may
right?
end up draining someone important, which may lead to unpredictable consequences.
Detective mode.
We'd better feed them. Maybe
Feed,
on
okay.
someone who is standing all alone. Like this drunkard.
So is it quite a short game then? You just keep replaying
Let's
it?
grab him and use Voracious Bite ability. Unless you lose control due to hunger, you get to decide how much blood to drink. You can drain just a bit and knock your victim unconscious.
Oh, that's really cool.
Or go all the way and kill them.
So you can decide
And
if you
if
actually
you're
want to
adamant
kill.
you don't want to hurt innocent humans, you can drink from animals and some other
Oh,
creatures.
you could do like a passive build, like on animals? If it's a short game, it'd be a bit
Finally,
sad. Yeah,
we are at
we'll
the
have to
cathedral,
see.
but it seems to be closed for the night, and the entrance gate
It's
is
a
well
sandbox
guarded. Let's
game.
find another way in.
So it might not be quite as long as The Witcher 3. I don't know. It might be more like you can make different decisions and try different like kind of types of Cohens you play the game as, possibly. So you can have like a passive run or like an incredibly like destructive run, or you can
Shadow
do
Step
like
is not the only vampiric ability you're gonna learn during your playthrough. Cohen can also use Plane Shift to scale walls and even ceilings.
Oh, like run up? Yeah, we saw this in the other trailer. That looks so cool, that isn't it?
This will allow us to explore
That
every
is an
nook and cranny
amazing animation.
of the cathedral.
Oh, the fucking like the whispering.
Better be quiet. Is that Voyeurs Xanthe?
Xanthe.
What the hell is she doing here? What is she doing? Is that a ritual for the blood gods?
Yeah, even though it's not fully out
Covering
yet.
up the old paintings. Why?
Ah, they're removing the old religion, right?
One of the workers must have left it. Seems that the cathedral complex is quite big. The main building, cloisters, inner courtyard. The entrance to the crypt could be anywhere.
Looking for a
Won't
crypt.
get anything done just standing around. Still.
This was a scene investigation, a mechanic we used to zoom in on and showcase key clues. This time we had a chance to learn more about the vampire's plans. Looks like they're keen to cover up the old frescoes,
You can't play this game
so
with
that's
100%
something we could take
yeah,
a look at.
it's going to just be different every time.
This
isn't
way
it?
we could learn more about the cathedral's past.
Like if you really went for it, you could maybe finish it in like 8 days, right? You have to defeat Brentis. So
Looks like we aren't alone here. Underneath us, there's a group of blood guards.
What's this more after
Soldiers
that?
hooked up on vampire blood, which makes them stronger. And one of Brensis' vampire allies. It's Xanthe, the oldest vampire in Vale Sangora, and
learned this.
quite a powerful lady. Let's descend and check what's going on.
She's ancient Greek, right? Like a soothsayer she used to be or something. Yeah, the mage vamp. Like, she can use blood magic, or she's the oldest at least. Maybe the most advanced one. See, his eyes are still the same, I
Don't
noticed.
think I don't see you skulking in the shadows. Come out! You're interfering with my task.
Oh, look at his
Who
claws.
are you?
Who are you? Doesn't she know?
It doesn't matter.
Very well. I don't have time for interruptions.
Fighting?
Let us dispose of him. Quickly!
Okay.
You've withstood it.
We can kill her?
Cohen is using his claws to attack when in vampire form.
Yeah,
Blood guards are dual-wielding opponents. Their attacks are pretty strong. Of course, even when fighting with claws, combat is still directional. Don't worry, Cohen can still use his sword as a vampire.
Oh, you can still use it though. Oh, look at his hands covered in blood. Oh my god.
Only
Oh,
after
hey, how you
defeating
doing?
all three of the blood guards,
Thanks for type
Xanthi
Hazelwood.
deems Cohen worthy
It
of
does
a
look like
challenge,
that, Leia.
and she descends to face him.
We're watching the Blood
She
of
uses
Dawnwalker
her
reveal.
blood control powers to cast a multitude of attacks,
Oh,
like her blood
s-
whips, that hit Cohen from left and right.
Oh god, that looks actually quite difficult.
Xanthi is protected by a powerful vampire ability. Once her stamina runs out, Cohen will have an opportunity to
Oh,
strike
okay, so it's
and
the
deal
yellow
some
bar.
damage.
So now she...
But
That's a
be
lot of
careful,
damage.
because Xanthi is quick to counterattack, and she will also try to restore her blood. Meanwhile, look at the indicator just below her health and stamina. It's a timer for the boiling
can
blood
teleport
skill
in
that you've
combat.
seen in the CGI trailer. So, if we don't hurry, the timer goes down to 0, and Cohen will eventually explode.
Oh, what?
And we're dead. Remember,
That's how easy.
we were only mid-game here, and Xanthi is one of the game's most punishing enemies. Defeating her right here and right now is very much possible, but it would be hellishly difficult. A fun challenge for hardcore players.
And we are
Yeah,
back, and I hope
sure,
you
you
enjoyed
can,
that as much as I did. Now,
hang on.
I have been lucky enough to see this footage quite a few times now, and I feel like I get excited over something different.
You can
every
send it to
single
me on
time I see
Twitter
it.
or something.
And
You
you're
can
going to probably
explode.
watch it again
Jeez.
after the stream, aren't you?
Okay, you know me too well.
Okay, so what's your favorite part so far?
So far, I think the day and night cycle, the fact that the same quest can feel so different if I complete in the day.
So you can do it like
I could be
later
walking
on,
through
right? You don't
people.
have to fight
No
Xanthi that
problem, I
early.
meet
Just you can.
Suspicious priest
But
man.
you can just do something else
That's
and
it,
level up a bit
suspicious
first.
priest man. But
That's
by
really
night,
interesting.
I can't walk through the doors. I have to jump
Very-
through the
like, you can
rafters
just
and,
jump into that
well,
fight if you want to.
Florin is nowhere to be found, but Xanthi and her bodyguards are staring me down.
Yeah.
It's just so different.
Yeah, and it is just a small part of it because we could go back, load the game, and try to explore the cathedral without drawing anyone's attention.
Oh, so do it
We could
without
also
seeing
try to
Xanthi,
get to
like avoid
Xanthi
her.
when she's not surrounded by the blood guards. And just like other vampire allies of Brancis, she also has her own quest line. So we could try to explore that and, find out more about her past, her motivations, and
before
maybe even
fighting
try
her.
reasoning with her.
Wow,
She does not
really?
look
Like that
reasonable.
level?
I'm not gonna lie. She does not look reasonable, but she does look scary.
Yeah, you
so
can
I will
join
do my
the
best to
Discord
reason
server
with
from
her.
the
That
YouTube
is
videos
a
if you
great
want.
idea.
That's probably the easiest way.
Even within the day and night, the fact that so much can change based on what I do, I think that's really, really fun. It feels like it's going to be so different. and
So
fun.
many
Yeah,
options.
with the narrative sandbox, you just weave together all these different stories and create your own unique adventure. So when, how, or if you decide to explore a quest really does matter for you, for your experience, but also for the world
Wow.
and people living there.
That's
Sounds
incredible.
Like there's going to be a lot of
like that
changes in
like
Vale
mechanic.
Sangora, but you mentioned people, and we promised the people, you, that we would answer some of those questions, and I came prepared. So,
I should have asked
this
some.
first question, I'm going to put you straight on the spot here.
Let's go.
And it comes from, I hope I've pronounced your name right, I'm so sorry if I didn't, Traversal. And it is the big one because it talks matters of the heart. Will the Blood of Dawnwalker have any romance mechanics?
Oh, interesting.
And if it does, how will they affect the story?
Good question.
Okay, so this is a very popular question indeed, right? So yes, there will be 3 romance options, and
okay.
Glenn is young. He's going on an adventure. He'll meet a lot of people there, and it's only natural that he can develop some feelings and bonds with other people, right?
Interesting.
Of course, it will be purely optional, and it
they
will
are good
affect his
names.
story, but on a more personal level.
Okay. I can't wait to see people start shipping Cohen, I'm going to be honest, and I will be rewatching this afterwards to see what you're all saying. So, live chat, I need hashtag Team Brentsis everywhere immediately. Sorry.
You Team Brentsis?
I need it, and I will accept absolutely no apologies for it. But we want to get through these thick and fast. And our next
I don't know if I'm
question
Team
here
Brentsis
comes
yet.
from Chris, and very conveniently, it is sort of time related. So, Chris wants to know, how will players differentiate?
I'll have a
between
look a little
quests
bit
that
after the
will
stream,
progress the
Hazelwood.
day-night
It's
time
alright.
mechanic, and those that won't.
Okay, so this will be always made very clear to you.
I know the game
There
will deviate
be-
from
it
the
will be
traditional main
marked
quest,
with
side
this
quests.
small
Do you-
hourglass icon.
How do players differentiate
you
between
could actually
quests that-
see it in the gameplay a
Ah.
moment ago during the dialogue scene with Florian the priest.
Suspicious priest.
The suspicious priest man. Yeah, so if we chose the
Oh,
confession
100%.
option, the time would actually push forward. And it works the same with quests. So
Okay.
you'll see exactly how much time will pass when you complete any given quest, and even part of that quest. So
Okay.
you can actually make some choices. You can decide on your own, make an informed decision if you want to, of course. And if you just want to explore the world for a while, relax, time will not move at all.
I like that. I was worried initially, would time be something that was constantly over my shoulder, worrying me, ticking away, but it's
Yeah.
a resource, right? Not
So it's a
restriction.
resource. It's not going to tick away unless you're
cool
doing the
because
quests. So
You
you can
choose to
explore and
spend
do
it,
what you
but
want.
If I just want to explore Vale Sangora,
Yeah,
I want
there
to
you
go
go,
for
yeah.
a wander and see, I can. I can do exactly
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's how I want the time mechanic to feel. So that's
Yeah, you don't want it just to be
exciting.
pushing all of
Now
it
we have
forward
got
like
so
constantly.
many more questions.
So you
The
can
list
explore.
goes on, but we promised you more than just that. And I think it's
Oh,
a
there's
perfect
more.
time to send people over to those wonderful Rebel Wolves devs to give us a little bit more insight.
Oh, so the devs
Yes,
are going to
and
talk
we will
now.
meet now with our senior quest designer, Patryk Fijałkowski, and layout artist Zuzanna Suska, who will tell you more
Very
about
Polish names,
magic.
very cool names.
And then our design director,
Having a
Daniel
main
Sadowski,
quest, side
and
quest.
senior combat
Oh.
designer Janek Tyszka
Well, everyone.
will jump into the topic of traversal and then, of course, combat. Take it away, guys.
Wow, there's so much in this reveal, actually. I was just expecting gameplay. This is real, isn't it? It's not the game. Oh, it's a trailer?
You know what? I'm really glad that it's daytime.
Really? Why?
What is going on?
Well, because I would just freak out in the woods at night.
No kidding.
Right? Just too many creepy stuff in the dark. But I guess it's a good
like his
place
hair.
to talk about magic.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know about you, but I really do believe in magic. But the kind of magic that we have in our game. So, more dark and ritualistic rather than glowing effects and rainbow auras.
Yeah, that's actually what I really like about our approach. That magic feels dangerous, like
That's
something you
cool.
just
That's
shouldn't
cool.
tamper with.
Oh yeah.
It's
It's kind
I
of
don't
blood
know, more
magic,
organic.
isn't it?
It revolves around blood or
Yeah,
heat
yeah.
or the way the air pulses and distorts.
I think it ties to the world itself. Some places just feel different. They're connected to magic somehow or have remnants of it. You will feel it when you enter. Like old spellcasting grounds, cursed sites, they all stand out.
We even build specific cues for those spots.
It's like dark
subtle
magic is the
signals
only
that
magic, right? It's
something
kind of
just
cool.
not quite right. You'll notice things like moths behaving in oddly mysterious ways, a natural fog, warped light, sometimes even some visual distortions. They are small things, but they will let you know
Concept art was
that
cool as
this
well.
isn't just another piece of scenery.
Yeah, okay, stop here, Patrick. Ever get that feeling that someone is watching you, even if you're like totally alone?
Well, just one of the many reasons why I don't like woods at night.
Okay. I think this is kind of the feeling we want to go for in our game. So it's not about what you see, it's about what creeps under your skin.
And speaking of skin, Zuza, I think it's worth mentioning that in order to even cast spells, Cohen has to literally carve runes into his own body.
That's
like
cool.
A twisted tattoo
That's really
sleeve,
cool.
Which is insane, but
So that is like he's
also, not
physically
gonna
like
lie,
making the
pretty
runes
metal.
to then do that. That's cool.
Carving
That's
runes
really
into
cool.
your own flesh is bold, brutal.
Yeah, I wasn't
and
expecting
there's
this
no
level
way
of video for just
But
explaining it.
You need to know how to do it right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you're right,
this
love to go.
knowledge is scattered around the game world. So, you go explore, you find forgotten spells, and bit by bit you grow stronger.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's right.
It's very cool. You have to carve the. I bet there'll be an animation for it. He's like, yes, like carve it into his arm.
One thing I really love about the magic and the spells is that every single spell can be upgraded. So you're not stuck
Yeah,
on
it is
level 1
nice.
forever.
It is nice,
and
actually. It
every
showed, like, the
time
depths.
you unlock a new tier, it really feels like you're evolving, not just going through the motions.
And it's not a combat-heavy magic system, right? It's more strategic. Many spells revolve around support, buffs, and debuffs.
Yeah, and here comes my next question to you, Patrick.
I'm listening.
Do you have your favorite spell?
Oh, well, there are a few. Rapid Scarring is one. I think it's interesting because it's more of a trade-off.
Oh, yeah.
Cohen's runes beat hard for a moment, and while doing so, Cohen's health replenishes.
Okay.
But at the same time, the maximum HP temporarily drops.
Oh, yeah. Risk and reward.
That's good.
So it makes you think twice
Restore
before you
health,
use it.
Exactly.
but also lose it.
But, you know, we also have combat spells, like Burning Blood, for
We
example.
saw that one.
Which I think has a really appropriate name.
Totally, enemies start screaming in pain right away. Their skin breaks out in blisters, and if they die while it's still active, boom!
Oh, so it's
doing
like the
heavy
one
damage
Xantha used
around
on
them.
him.
Delightful, really.
And nasty. And useful in crowds. So do you, Zuza, have some favorite spells? Besides Burning Blood, obviously?
Well, I think Feral Mind.
Ooh, nice.
Because it's really oddly satisfying seeing your enemies under cast of this spell. Their head and neck start rotting, eyes turn white,
oh my
and
God.
they
It's
just
intense spell.
start attacking everything around them.
Oh, it's like a
really
rabies
dig the way
spell.
how we show it visually. They're like wild animals.
Yeah, but that's just the beginning. Because we have even non-combat stuff like Compulso.
Axie.
Cohen can literally drag secrets out from the dead.
Oh, it's necromancy.
as a
I
quest
see,
designer,
almost like
This is really an awesome tool to tell stories.
that's really cool.
It's always optional, but if you use it, you may uncover different
Oh my
quest
God.
branches.
Oh my God, the blood out of his
gain some
eyes.
valuable info.
It's like
or
almost a
sometimes
horror
even
game.
Flip the context of an entire plotline.
Wow, and you can
important
decide
here,
if you want to do
though,
it. Yeah, like Helma.
is that Cohen is a Dawnwalker.
Oh,
So he can use
Kelna.
those magic spells only during the day.
Because then his runes are active, like
Yeah.
bloody and raw. But at night they heal because of his vampiric skills. So they become just scars.
I think this is one of the key elements of being a
Oh.
vampire. It's that they just don't use magic. I mean, even if they're powerful creatures, their power comes from a completely different
Oh, so
place.
it's different kind of magic.
I don't know, maybe we can say that is rooted in their instinct?
Either that, or they absorb it by draining another vampire. So it's really a completely different experience than using magic. And we really want to show what
So
it's
vampire
like
and
for
magic
Cohen
is a
to live
different
between
thing.
those two realities, not just visually, but in how
So what? He
experiences
became a sort of
the world.
Dawnwalker, and that didn't let him learn magic. That's like a completely separate thing. Watch party of what? Hi, Lucas. This is of the Blood of Dawnwalker reveal, the gameplay reveal event. Oh, Scowl, yeah, Scowl. Cal, oh, I see, yeah, Scowl, right? The level they've put in so far is really appealing. I'm looking forward to what the final... Yeah, I like having games where I can typically take a lot of time to do things, but it looks like as long as you don't push through loads of quests, you can actually just do a bunch of different things. Like see stuff, and then you can play the game differently, like multiple playthroughs, right? So if you finish the game like, oh, I'm done. Like, I want to play it again, but then you're like, oh, I didn't necromance this guy, so I'm going to necromance him. I didn't use these spells, I'm going to use these spells. That kind of thing, right? And then you can really, like... Yeah, they're releasing gameplay of Blood Dawnwalker, like the trailer is now, gameplay reveal is now. They've just shown a bit before, but now they're explaining all the mechanics. Chapter 2, Through the Shadows. So these are going to be different game devs now, right? Like the combat.
You know,
not
I
the combat
can't
guy.
believe that
Maybe combat
already
guy.
more than 3 years have passed since we started working on the Blood of Dawnwalker.
Quite a journey, wasn't it? Especially since it's a brand new game with a brand new world and, well, brand new characters.
Yeah, we had to figure out everything from scratch. What the game's about, what the world is, who Cohen, our main hero, is, and of course how it
This
all
is
fits together.
like one of the
we really
best
did our
gameplay
best to
reveals I've ever
create
seen.
The world which feels real. The city, all the villages, it all feels pretty unique.
Yeah, Svartrau, for example, has this urban medieval
Look at it.
atmosphere, which
That's
we
gameplay.
contrast with
This is
quiet
gameplay.
villages like Laslia, where Cohen is from.
Well, we also have swamps, forests, mountains, caves, ruins, and everything is there for a reason to, you know, tell the story. I even have my favorite tree.
Yeah, well, the narrative does go deep, doesn't it? And I mean, that wasn't the only thing that was important to us. Every game element had to make sense from a gameplay perspective as well.
Yeah, that's why we had to make exploration both fun and intuitive. So things like well-functioning map is a must-have.
Yeah, and I think that's what's cool about our game is that even from almost
The
the
map
very
is
beginning,
amazing.
the whole
The map
world,
looks
the whole
really
map
good.
is fully accessible to the player.
That's what I love. You can just dive into the world.
Oh, so you
and
just have the whole
everything
game
opens
immediately.
Up. You can do what you want to do. And there is so much to do.
I mean,
and
it's a
there's
sandbox,
so much
isn't
to
it?
discover.
Yeah, and not just the settlements, of course. There are other cool places, like shrines, haunted sites, bandit camps.
Hidden monster nests or treasure spots.
Of course, and much more. And I mean, the key is, of course, observation and exploration, if you want to uncover these secrets.
Yeah.
But you never have to go too far before stumbling upon something interesting.
Which is actually the main reason we are here today. Cohen needs to reach those points of interest somehow.
Indeed, and since everything in our game is tied to this duality of our main character, both human and vampire sides of Cohen bring unique elements to the game. Even the way you explore changes depending on time.
Yeah, during the day, Cohen walks, runs, jumps, you know, human
Just normal
stuff.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, but then the night comes and everything changes.
Oh, so we're gonna see some more gameplay of like nighttime stuff, maybe?
So,
No.
night. That's when Cohen's vampiric side takes over, and he gains access to new vampiric abilities that were previously hidden.
Yeah, when we were first talking about what cool things Cohen could do during the night, we were like, it has to feel like you're in the Matrix, you know? You plug in and suddenly you can do all of those cool things that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise.
That's cool, isn't it?
Bend reality to your will.
So
much to
which
explore
of those
that some
vampiric
time
abilities is your
makes it a bit
favorite?
more
I think for me it's Shadow
Yeah.
Step. I think it really adds a cool layer to
You're
the
gonna
game.
have to like
And
basically
even in the early
explore the
prototypes,
game
it was
a
just
certain
so
way
fun to,
and then
for example,
play it again
traverse
to get the other
rooftops
stuff you want to
using
see,
that
I think.
abilities. I would run on a rooftop,
Maybe.
jump into the air, shadow step onto another rooftop. It just made me feel real
It looks
powerful.
cool.
Yeah,
it looks very. It's
extremely
cool that you can
cool,
only
but
do it
you
at
know,
nighttime actually,
for me,
because then you can
it's
kind
more of
of.
a plane shift. The way I can
Feels
walk
so
on
different,
walls, or walk upside down on a ceiling, it makes
Plane
me
shift's
feel
cool.
like I'm a hunter sneaking up upon a unsuspecting prey.
Yeah, and let's not forget about Claw
running around
Ride,
realizing,
which
oh, I didn't remember. Now
allows
he's
you to
changed
quickly
yeah,
scale
true.
down
I guess you just have to
walls
play as
or
a human.
mountain
You're,
cliffs
it's like
using
very
Cohen's
like
vampire claws.
almost RP, isn't
It's
it?
also
You're
super
like, I can't.
effective
I'm not a
at
vampire
surprising
right now. I've
enemies.
got to
Yeah,
do the
there are so
daytime
many
quests and
other
sort stuff
abilities.
out right now. You're
One
really
more,
excited to play
actually,
that, right?
Allows Cohen to travel super fast.
Oh, there's another ability.
Through the valley.
Yeah, that's true. It's a cool alternative to the default fast travel option.
Yeah, and
flying?
That's what's great. All the different things you can do. You can even solely play as a human or as a vampire. It's all up to your preferences.
And that's the beauty
You
of
don't
it. No matter the
need to
playstyle you
even play
decide
as a
on,
human.
It's all about immersion and the freedom of choice.
Yeah,
And
important.
vampires.
That's cool. So you can just play as a vampire if that's what you want, or just as a human. Imagine playing the whole game as a human. That could be quite fun, though, right? Oh, that's really interesting. It's gonna be like, what do you even do? Yeah, you're gonna have to play it like multiple times, I think, to understand what you even do in it, you know? They've made like a little TV show.
Do you remember our first conversations we had about the combat in the Blood of Dawnwalker?
Yeah, I remember we had this very long list of ideas and things we wanted to achieve, didn't we?
Yeah, tricky thing, right? Whenever you think of dark fantasy or vampires, very specific stuff comes to mind. Same goes for medieval, gritty or grounded.
Yeah, and we wanted to achieve something that felt like real medieval sword fight, where every swing, every block, it carried weight.
Yeah, it had to be challenging for sure, but also accessible and adjustable for difficulty levels. And that also makes perfect sense from the story perspective. You know, Cohen was trained by his father. That's all he knows.
Trained by his
He
father,
never
okay.
picked up a bow,
Little law
never
thing.
trained with axes. Sword is his domain.
As is yours, actually, right? I mean, your real-life sword fighting experience brought a lot to the project, and the idea to add directionality to our game's combat, well, that was a true game changer.
Totally.
It's like
We
For
wanted
Honor,
combat
right?
To be
You guys have
both
played For Honor?
immersive and cinematic.
Yeah, and it works. I mean, you feel like you are in the fight. You have to
It
watch
looks
the
good.
enemy,
You do
watch
actually have
from
to
which
really pay
direction they
attention.
attack, block that direction, and then counterattack.
Can you
correctly.
avoid? Can you like
cannot
jump
just
back
start
and
button
stuff?
mashing and hope for the best.
No,
and when
you
more
can't button
enemies
mash
appear,
that, you can
things
tell.
get a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, how do you
don't
fight like
Yeah,
50 enemies,
designed
50,
not
10
only
enemies
for
at
duels,
once?
but for 1 versus many also. So when you are fighting a group, they are smart. They are not just waiting their turn. They swap around, switch positions, flank you, rotate around you, work together to take you down.
And I think that's what I love the most about our game. It doesn't just
It looks
look
really
cool.
good.
The combat is also tactical.
Yeah, we actually took a lot of inspirations from tabletop RPGs and the question, how do you want to do this? And it's pretty funny because at first we thought that
Vampire Brothers
complexity
and
of
bats. That could be
combats,
cool.
could be a little bit too
Like when you're a
overwhelming
vampire,
for
like dealing with
less
groups
agile
is
players.
much easier.
Yeah, but then iteration after iteration, playtest after playtest, we managed to find a sweet spot.
Yeah, on lower difficulty levels, combat still requires some focus. That's for sure, but enemies are more forgiving and you have more time to react.
Ah, so
That was
they've
important
really
to us.
adjusted
We
with the
wanted the
difficulty.
game to be fun to both more experienced players as well as those who just want to focus more on the story.
That's good. So you can have like longer windows to like adjust where you're gonna put your sword and everything. There is a kind of there must be a sort of main story though, obviously, right? Like, a lot of choice. Sorry,
So
we have
with
to record
combat
this
at
interview.
night,
Yeah, exactly. We've
as
got
a
an
vampire,
interview
Cohen gains access to
with a lantern.
new options.
Yeah, you can switch to fighting with claws. It's still directional, but it's
Why are you
more
going out at midnight?
instinctive,
Oh, we
more
just
savage.
we gotta film this
And
thing.
of course, vampires can still fight with swords and mix sword combat with pure vampiric savagery.
We have even more differences between day and night from the combat perspective.
True, as a human, you can lay down your sword and let the fists do the talking.
You could just punch
Good old
people.
fist fights. When you wanna feel
How are you blocking? Oh,
the weight of each punch,
That's
whether
fine.
you're taking it
how are
or
you
throwing
blocking a
it.
sword with your
And
fist?
during daytime, you have access to magic, which is inaccessible to vampires.
Yeah, as a vampire, however, you gain access to new cool powers.
Yeah, just
blood-fueled
walking around
ones.
my buddy.
Speaking of blood, in the
Vampire
Blood
chat
of
nighttime.
Dawnwalker, health is of course
Fun
tied
job,
to
right?
this
Imagine that's your
dual
job.
day versus night gameplay loop that we have.
Yeah, during the day, it's simple. Kind has standard health bar with no regeneration over time.
But during the night, blood hunger kicks in.
Yeah, his health bar splits into segments, and once he drops into the lowest one, the blood hunger fully kicks in.
So that is based on how much health you have, and then you will just literally eat
careful,
someone.
He may even devour someone he cares about.
So we've had to make sure
like
that
a friend.
it's never vague. Player will get visual and audio cues.
Yeah,
you could
and
eat your
unlike
friends
daytime health
by accident
regenerates
if you're so
passively at
hungry.
night, but only up to a
So
certain
many
point.
points.
Beyond that, if you want to fully recover, you need to feed.
Yeah,
So
if
you
you want
need-
to fully
you need
regenerate,
to
you
eat-
need to
drink
drink
blood.
human blood, or animal blood, or even blood vials.
Blood
There is
vials.
also an option to drink vampire blood.
Vampire
But
blood.
let's
okay.
just say, interesting things start to happen.
You get like
when
more
do that.
abilities, right? It sounds like if you drink vampire blood. So Xanthic doesn't know Coed even though she was there when he got changed. I feel like that's odd for the cinematic to show
We shared
that.
a lot today, but there's still so much more to look forward to.
Exactly so. And before we wrap up, there's one more thing we have to do. Will you do the honors?
Oh, they met up. Let's all kiss. No, I don't know why they would do that. Fire. Oh. La 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 la. Wow. It's great music. Oh! Have they got the same artist of The Witcher 3? Very similar, right? It's really good though. Different. Definitely different, by the way. Just that. Wow. So cool. Very similar. Wow. Like Polish folklore, yeah, exactly. I suppose The Witcher drew a lot from. They're drawing from the same inspiration. Yeah, you recognize them. I think they did do stuff for The Witcher. It's even the voice is like almost identical. I feel like I've heard that music for years so many times. Very cool cinematic. I mean, is this like trying to show off the combat a bit? Oh, that lady has the tattoo stuff, the runes. Oh my god. Must be a ray machine. Wow.
Welcome back, everybody. Dominica and I are still here, and we are ready to answer even more of your questions. But first, I have to talk about the combat system. We now know that it's directional combat, but it's focused on the world around Cohen and on his enemies instead of being introverted.
Yeah. So you can immerse yourself
much
in each
longer
encounter,
than I thought.
Observe your enemies, their movements, and what I really like about this as well is that it's very responsive. So you can quickly change your mind and pick a different attack or block or use a skill instead.
I've been lucky enough to play around with it a little bit, and one of the things I really enjoyed about flipping the directional combat, I didn't feel like I needed to spend 6 hours working out how to do it, only to then struggle. It felt so
Upgrades,
intuitive and so quick to learn, but really enjoyable. It was fast, it was frantic.
You got to play it. I'm jealous. I want to play it. It looks fun.
Worth being in. It was so epic. It was so much fun.
Yeah. We took our time to polish it and just make it,
The Polish are very good at polishing.
And just feel great to play.
Well, it felt it when I got my hands on it, I won't lie. And speaking of well-polished, speaking of epic, that new song as well.
It is a great song, isn't it? It was composed by our in-house composer, Nikola Kołodziejczyk, who is, of course, joined by a team of super talented musicians. And you could actually see him in the video playing this weird instrument called hurdy-gurdy.
Hurdy-gurdy?
We're going to move on as fast as possible to the questions, because if I have to say hurdy-gurdy more than once, this whole thing is going to fall to pieces.
Oh, so someone buy me a hurdy-gurdy.
Hurdy-gurdy. We go. I am still prepared. And the next question for you, Dominic.
How do we make the sound more Polish? Bring out the hurdy-gurdy.
Now, this is a really interesting question. We've seen that obviously there's so many decisions in the Blood of Dawnwalker, but will some of those decisions make you more
it must be a
or
Swedish
less
instrument.
vampire?
This is such a great question, and there's so many layers to it because.
Oh, good question.
First, we have
really
the
good question.
Trees, of course, right? So you will enhance your
wow,
abilities,
really?
and that
so
will
cool.
make you, of course, more and more of a vampire. Then we have the blood drinking. You can choose to drink human blood, you can choose to drink animal blood. And I would say that choosing human blood, will make you a bit more of a vampire, get you more to the vampire side, especially that you can also drain blood of some important NPCs. Next, you can skip time and try to play only at night, fully embracing your vampiric side.
Just skip all the day.
And there's of course the narrative layer.
Just like give you less
all
time.
The different stories and quests and decisions you have to make, and how you will personally feel about them, but also what kind of consequences they might bring.
Like, is there consequences for drinking
CGK,
only from
yes.
humans instead of animals?
Yes, and yes.
And yes.
Fantastic.
Is there actual
Okay,
only
love to see
consequence
it.
for that or not?
Amazing. Next question, we're going to go through as many as we can, and it comes from someone who's actually quite active in our community Discord. It comes from Biggie. So thank you for this question, Biggie. They want to know, is there an alignment or a reputation system with the main factions? So the
I can't. I'd have to open up Discord and
vampires,
everything.
Or will things change on more an individual basis?
What would my question
so
be?
there are two sides to this
I want to know
as
if
well.
doing
And,
only nighttime
we have
stuff
this
means you
global
miss like
notoriety
half the
system.
time.
So basically, the more visible action you take against Brancis, the more reputation or notoriety you will gain. And Brancis will take notice, and he will try to make your life more difficult, issuing all these different edicts. And they will affect you, but they will also affect the world and other people. But it might also open up some new possibilities for you, at the same time. I'm sure that enemies of the Brancis regime will appreciate your infamy here.
That makes sense. I mean, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? So that does make sense. That's on the broader side, but as you've mentioned before, each individual NPC will kind of have an impact too, right?
Yeah, that's the other side. So it's not strictly reputation, but again, your decisions will matter. So depending on them, some people might be more or less inclined to work with you or just to help you out.
Okay, well, it feels like there's going to be an impactful decision at pretty much every single corner.
You need to not consume all your friends.
Next question, we are getting through them as thick and as fast as we can.
I bet there's
now,
hundreds,
previously
though,
we've mentioned that the Blood of Dawnwalker will have no microtransactions, which I am very much a fan of. We have a couple of questions that I'm going to kind of merge together from Solandis and Kaido. They've asked whether the Blood of Dawnwalker is going to have any sort of early access or demo, maybe tied to some sort of digital deluxe or something like that.
We're not planning any early access or demos. We want to focus on delivering a great experience for you guys at launch. And
that's nice.
What
Just
I can
let everyone
also
play
say
at once.
is that we are not going to have any kind of in-game digital perks connected to pre-orders or other paywalls because we just want to treat everyone the same.
I mean, that seems reasonable.
Great.
You shouldn't be punished for finding the Blood of Dawnwalker late, right? We have the first stream up on the YouTube channel. Maybe you find us in the third one. But I like that.
Yes.
But I think that's fair. I think it's nice to deliver the game as intended to all the players on the launch day.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay.
That's good.
Now, this next
Yeah,
question
everyone at the same
comes
time.
from,
That's
if
better.
I counted all of the names that have asked basically this question, we would be here until the full Wolf Moon. It is related to languages.
Ah.
Dominica,
Which
languages?
languages
will the Blood of Dawnwalker
We already
launch
know. They
supporting?
put it on
Okay,
Twitter.
so there is a lot. So I have
It's
a
like
cheat sheet
English,
prepared
French,
here, so I can read them all to you and
Spanish.
not miss anything. So yes. So
Polish.
first of all, we'll have full localization, meaning like a full video.
And then they'll have like text for like
subtitles,
Korean, Japanese, English,
UI elements,
maybe
everything
Russian,
basically.
maybe Russian as well.
In English, French, Italian,
Yeah.
German, Spanish,
as well.
and Polish.
Yeah,
And
I'd miss
then
German.
we're going to have the text localization, meaning
All those languages, and then like
subtitles
Japanese
UI
and
elements.
Korean and maybe Chinese
And
and
Brazilian
Russian,
Portuguese,
I think, maybe.
Mexican Spanish, Korean, traditional Chinese, simplified Chinese, Japanese, Turkish, Czech, and Hungarian.
Not Russian.
Fantastic.
Czech,
That is a
Hungarian.
lot. The cheat sheet was smart.
Yeah.
That was smart. Now,
I remember
that
reading
is
that
a
on
lot of
Twitter.
languages,
No one
but we
saw it.
know
It was
that
on
it's a
Twitter. They
deeply
put it up.
personal experience when you're playing a game. So, I'll ask the greedy question: is there any possibility of supporting other languages in future?
That's a good question.
We know that
Hungarian's quite fun.
localization is super important to experience a
Everyone's like,
game
no Arabic?
properly, and we're doing our best to have as many options
No
as
Russian
we can.
either.
And we will be looking into
Quite shocked
more.
about there being no
However,
Russian.
we cannot promise anything at this moment, so you know it might be not possible to have any other localization options for the launch or even later. We'll see. We'll let you know if anything changes.
I think they
Makes
will.
sense. Deliver what we're promising rather than promise and not get there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
I like it. But much like Cohen, we are starting to run out of time.
Oh no.
But we still have so many questions.
And they've just shut it
So,
off now.
I know you're going to be answering even more questions in Discord after the stream, right?
Yes, I do want to answer as many of
That's
your
cool.
questions as
Yeah,
we
keep
can
answering
without
stuff.
spoiling anything, of course. So head over to our Discord server if you want to learn more about the Blood of Dawnwalker. And I will be joining you guys in a few moments. Just need a short break first.
Okay,
Life
so
streams are
if
stressful,
you guys want to ask questions, go and ask
honestly.
there.
And but hey, no fire alarm today.
No fire alarm yet, okay? The studio is haunted. That painting has it in for me. I'm sure of it, but...
That's true.
But
To be fair, that is a
we don't
lot of
just have
languages, you
Discord,
know.
Of course, though, you
I-
should
most
be there.
games don't
There
have
are so
that
many
amount,
social
I'd
that you
say.
can use to keep up to date with the Blood of Dawnwalker.
That's a lot.
And all of the news coming out over the next year.
Like
or so.
localized,
and
right?
you
So
should
it's
have
like
them
full
all
voice
popping up
acting
on the
for that
screen
many.
right about now. And remember, the game is releasing in 2026, and you can
Next
wishlist
year.
it already on Steam,
Oh,
PlayStation
let's do
Store,
it. Let's
and
do it.
Xbox Store.
You can indeed. That's where you should go right after the Discord.
Yeah, talking about
Q&A.
yeah, true. Yeah, we were talking about Assassin's
But
Creed, right?
That is it from us. It has been an absolute pleasure to have
thank you.
here,
It's been very
Dominica
good to
Sullivan.
listen.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Lionheart. Thank you all for joining us today. We really appreciate you being here, and we'll probably meet again for the next.
Very
full
insightful.
Wolf
Yeah,
Moon
you
event.
learned so
But
much about the
before
game
that,
from
we
it.
will, of course, be sharing more info on our social media channels about the game, gameplay, characters, lore. Everything, so make sure to follow us there.
Thank you,
and,
Rebel Wolves.
while
Very
we won't
interesting.
be showcasing the game publicly at events this year, we will
Oh.
be attending a couple of them, starting
Ooh.
with Gamescom. So
Oh, I've never been there.
stay tuned for
Germany,
more
right?
info on that. And we might have another thing or two to share before that next live stream, but I'll keep some surprises.
Oh, okay, we started with a tease, and how else could we end but with a tease as well? However, that is everything from us today. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay safe, and we will see you soon.
Thank you, and bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. It was very good, thanks. I like the little real-life cinematics, actually. That was really interesting. Let's watch the end credits. So, that was, yeah, really good. Yeah, you all enjoyed it, right? I think it was quite interesting. The Discord, yeah, the nice Discord too. I'll have a look at it a bit later. Wow, very loud. Put that down a bit. That was good. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I think it's interesting, isn't it? I think it looks like a very unique experience. It's not like a typical RPG where you go in and you just have a bunch of quests and you like do these main quests and these side quests and you go through it. It's more like a kind of, the time limit thing is an interesting mechanic. I'm curious how that will play. That's my kind of initial thought. I'm curious if it will... I don't want to feel as if like, oh, I've done that quest, oh, I can't do the other one, you know, but I don't know if it will necessarily be like that, or it will be like, oh, now this has happened and I can't do that quest, and the game is actually... That's actually a more immersive experience, right? Because you do certain quests and it locks off... The Witcher 3 did that to a degree. So you can lock off certain quests, but then you can play them in the next playthrough, or you can like... I love... That's such a cool thing with the necromancy thing, where you can bring people back and get like info from them. Because, you know, you might like... sometimes do it, or be like, right, this playthrough I'm only having animal blood and I disagree with like reviving the dead to get information out of them, so I'm not doing that. I think that's like a really interesting mechanic, right? Pretty interesting. It looks good. Special thanks to Twitch. Did they stream on YouTube too? I think it was only Twitch. And if it's a shorter game, yeah, exactly. If the main story is not massively long, you can, yeah, just keep replaying it. I think it looks good. I think it looks really interesting. Yeah, what do you guys think? Just good? Overall? We'll go in full screen a little bit. I think it looks like it could be a very interesting game. Like something that we haven't really... Wow, it's so bright in here. Suddenly, the light has come on. I need to like adjust the camera or something, you know. I need to just make sure I adjust the camera, you know. Okay, let's read some of this. So, though it might not be that short, to be fair, not only is the setting really cool, but I think they are doing a wonderful job with bringing an in-depth job with creating a game for vampires and human characters, whichever you end up playing is predominantly. Definitely get it, not that there'll be any doubts before. Yeah, well, exactly. Well, no, the point you make there is really good, because they said, right, you don't have to play as a vampire if you don't want to, and you don't have to play as a human either if you don't want to, which I think is, yeah, I agree, it's like a very good idea. I think that, like, it just giving people the options is always the best possible thing. I've moved it over here so I can... It's a bit bright over there. Yeah, I'll definitely get it, obviously. I think it looks really interesting. You know, it's warm in here today. Very warm. I feel like I should shave. I'm looking more and more like, ugh, I'm falling apart. It was really interesting. I like the way that they managed everything. I think it was very clever, like, to show all the developers and like introduce us to them as people a little bit more, to explain, like, you know, that guy was like, oh, he'd done sword fighting and it helped him design the combat, you know, that sort of thing. Also, maybe not all vampires would be bad and not all humans would be good. So, yeah, it's true. I mean, it's interesting. Like, one thing that I was quite confused about is Xanthe not knowing who he is, because I'm like, she's in the cinematic, so is that cinematic? It's canon because they said Skenda, I think that's how you say his name, was the king, and then you can see in the cinematic he was like usurped by Brenchit. But then Xanthe meets Cohen and she's like, who are you, you know? And I'm like, maybe she just wasn't paying attention at the time. Regis, yeah, that'd be cool. Like a friendly vampire. Yeah, and it does sound like we will have like relationships with other characters with Cohen, right? It's not just like this lone wolf vampire you explore. You actually are gonna, you know, make connections with characters and so on, you know? Which I think is quite an interesting... Doesn't have eyes, right? True, she doesn't have eyes. But you would assume she'd recognize his voice, or, you know, it doesn't seem like they turn people into vampires that often. Maybe they do. Maybe they just go around turning people into vampires. But I assumed it was like a kind of special thing to do to people. Otherwise, they just eat them, right? I don't know. Maybe not. So I would have thought it would have been something they'd all sort of keep track of to a degree, you know. But it does look quite... It looks really good, I'd say. It looks like... even if it's not the typical sort of RPG in the same way as something like The Witcher 3 is, or The Elder Scrolls or whatever... It, you know, because of the time mechanic, it's going to give us a unique experience for sure, right? You're going to be able to like decide which quest you want to do to like within the time limit. That's another question I really would like to know. Like, they said you can play it all at nighttime or all in day. I'm assuming that would mean you get half the amount of time though, because it's still 30 days. It's not going to be like you just play 60 nights. You have like, I'd assume 30 days, 30 nights. To be honest, I'm curious why it's there. You mean the time mechanic? I guess because they want to give you a sense of like urgency, or they want you to sort of feel as if like, you know, you can't do everything. You have to like play this as if it's an actual story progressing. Like realistically, although I know it's a game, it is a game, so you got to work out what's fun. But I suppose with Geralt, right, in The Witcher, you know, you shouldn't be able to like be desperately searching for Ciri, but at the same time spending months and months and months just like doing like Skellige places of interest. But that's interesting and fun, of course. But maybe they want to try and make it like a very RPG style element. You know what I mean? Like that's what I wonder, at least. That's my kind of thought process on it. You know what I mean? That's my general. That's my point of view on it. I mean, it looks interesting though. It does look interesting. Yeah, we'll have to see how it plays. Yeah, I hope it doesn't feel like, oh, I missed this quest. I missed this quest. I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm sure it will be more of a kind of like 30 days is plenty of time to do quite a lot of stuff. And maybe like you can play it again and then unlock different quests, or you can just play it at nighttime, right, then unlock other quests or whatever it happens to be. Yeah, pretty interesting though. I mean, I would say I don't feel like I'm curious how it will work. That's my feeling. I'm curious how it will work. Visually, the game looks great. The menu's looking interesting. I wonder if it'll have a journal like in God of... Oh, that could be cool. I mean, yeah, the like the interface at the very least for getting skills and stuff looked very similar to God of War. So I am curious about that. But yeah, interesting. Very interesting.